Hello, everybody. I'm Joe Joseph, and this is your dailysheeple.com daily news brief. Only this time on Fridays, I'm going to try to bring you some interviews that you might find, informative and perhaps a little bit entertaining. So today, my special guest is none other than the legendary YouTuber, ChangeDaChannel, Kenneth Webb. And I'm glad to have him here because I value not only his opinion, but he's got a lot to say on a lot of the issues that are going on today. So welcome to the Daily News Brief, brought to you by the Daily Sheeple, Mr. Webb.
Oh, thanks for having me, Joe.
Oh, it's great to have you. So, hey, man, Hillary, I noticed that I like your T-shirt, brother.
Oh, man. Is she going to pull out of it? That's the question. Is she going to get out of all of this? Because there's so much stuff coming out every day. I can't keep up with it. I really can't. Can you keep up with it? Can anybody keep up with that? Wow, just so much. I'm just like every day. And when I explain it to people around me, they're like, what? Is that the thing that happened last week? And I'm like, no, it's coming out every day. It's just more and more stuff. It's like, wow. When you think you know it all, you're just like, wow.
Yeah, man. What do you think about all the corruption that's going on and the fact that she's still in the race regardless of all of it?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing right there that really, really cooks my can, is that so much of this can come out. It's broke the law, broke the law, broke the law. You broke the law. You lied. You broke the law. And all of some of the crazy things that are coming out about the Clinton Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
And all that whole aspect of it. I mean, there's so many aspects of this whole thing. It's crazy that I'm waiting for them to come up with something. I mean, really, it's like, how are they going to get by with this? How are they going to candy coat it? Didn't you go to the mainstream media? You watch all that, especially the real, the Hillary supporters and all of this stuff, CNN, MSNBC, Raw Story, Huffington Post, all these cats out there. And you don't see anything about it. It's like, this is all make-believe, just like her health was all make-believe. How dare you question her health? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, come on, man. Really? It just blows my mind that, exactly, when is somebody going to jail? When is somebody getting arrested? Really, that's a really good question.
Yeah, it is crazy. Reddit has a thread that I found fascinating. It's the FBI mega thread, and on it says the individual in question is one Laura Silsby. This apparently is a crony of Hillary Clinton. She's a former director of the New Life Children's Refuge, and she was caught trying to steal 33 children from the country, most of whom were not even orphans and had families. This was from Haiti. Remember the Clintons in Haiti and the things that went on down there? So I guess and I'm going to put the link in the description box for everybody to see, because there's a ton of information and a ton of WikiLeaks emails with regards to this long history of interest in Miss Silsby. And it looks like they're into child trafficking as well. I mean, this thing just doesn't stop. And it was Julian Assange today, Ken, that said, hey, guys, it's not Russia that's feeding me the info. So he actually gave that tidbit of information. What do you think about that?
Well, I think, I didn't really think it was Russia anyway. I didn't think that personally. I mean, it could have been, but I was thinking more along the lines of like anonymous or just an actual whistleblower. I mean, but why aren't these people in jail, Joe? I mean, really, what was it? Sexual crimes with children, child exploitation, pay to play, money laundering. I mean, it's just bones popping out all over the place, and I'm like, come on. Somebody needs to be arrested. I mean, and how can the people out there, sit here and hear all this stuff come out and continue to think, oh, well, that's just a Republican conspiracy, or, it's just them here at election time and playing politics and all the excuses that they're giving now about this stuff. It's like, no, this is seriously, and you don't have to be a Republican. You just, like we know that it's a bunch of BS with the right-left paradigm and all these kinds of things. So therefore we look at it a lot differently, and we can sit back and sit there and go like, no, this is some real stuff that's coming out. I mean, absolute real things. I mean, we've seen the lies. Personally, what I've been thinking about doing lately, because there's just so much, when I think about the topic, my mind goes in all of these different directions, because it's like so much information I see every single day, to the point that I really want to make some kind of a documentary, and just to put down for just even my own mind, just to remember, like, here's the sequence of events. Here's all the things that come out. How in the world isn't people in the streets demanding these people's arrests? If I was a Hillary supporter, say I was a Hillary supporter, and then this stuff came out, I'd have to, I mean, you can't rationalize it anymore.
No, you certainly can't. And Chairman Obama was in North Carolina yesterday, and I think he was in there today, and he said that if you don't vote for Hillary, why, the republic is going to fall. You know, he said that it was the last opportunity. This is it. My question is, do you think that there's some messaging in there? What do you think that means? And do you foresee any sort of tomfoolery or hanky-panky going on with regards to post-election activity?
What I really believe is going to happen, the election going to go down. No matter who they say won, it's going to be drug out. A bit like 2000 with Gore and Bush, you know, where it drags on, every day goes by, it's all big media, people going to start getting antsy. No, I don't think Trump will, you know, admit defeat at all. At this point, there's like, I don't think he will. He might come at the cuts and, you know, do it, but I don't think he will. So I think it's going to be drugged through the courts and everything for them to decide. No matter which way it comes out, there's going to be anarchy and mayhem for maybe a week or two. I mean, I've seen some articles like on Natural News over there. The health ranger, he wrote like the 10 things you need to know after Trump wins. So he's calling Trump winning, and we're seeing all of these, you know, pre-made election results on these different news sites out there. I found that that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I remember we seen it before during when Ron Paul ran.
Oh yeah.
In 2008, I remember seeing that in 2012, especially. But now here it is again. So I had to put them aside to go like, I want to see if the numbers come out like that. I mean, what would that be saying, Joe? What would that be saying if it came out exactly the exact results that those pictures came out? I mean, what could you do about it?
Well, it would certainly give credibility to Bev Harris and blackboxvoting.org, her organization, and her the video that they put out, Fraction Magic, that kind of describes how the heck they skew the vote now with the electronic voting machine. So I think that's pretty huge. There's no doubt, dude, that they're doing this, that they're going to play with the vote. Trump is calling corrupt. To me, I see it like, does it matter who wins at this point? Because I think you're going to have people pissed on either side no matter who wins. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, that's why the health ranger guy out there, he had an article. He wrote an article, I think it was today or yesterday, about what the survival things you need after Trump wins. And a lot of them, he's saying that there was going to be mayhem and a lot of protests, riots, and no matter who wins. I think it's going to pin up the energy of the people by getting it drug on. So you don't know who wins. The next day, they're getting ready to, this person's going to step away or this person's going to step away. And the energy is going to build. It's going to build all the way down to the last moment. Then whoever they say, they just give the election to the other side is just going to be like, boom. I mean, they're going to do something for a while. I don't know how long it'll last. A lot of people out there around the net talking on the different, boards and stuff that it's going to be a civil war, and all of these kinds of things. And I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's going to blow with the flavor of the month, and they're going to give us something else to take our minds off of it after people blow off steam and everything. But,
you remember when Obama won the presidency back in 2008. It wasn't soon after that the economy really kind of went down the drain. Before that, remember how it was a kind of like a slow death roll, and all the time they were saying the fundamentals of the economy are sound. You remember that? And so I kind of see it now, like we're getting close to the same type of thing. We've heard the same rhetoric, oh, the recovery is going well. They're just using different language. But I mean, I don't know, man. I think that the economy is probably something that people should keep their eye on because, if Trump gets in, why not push the button? Why not implode it and make it as hard as heck for him to be able to do what he's got to do? Not to mention the fact that he's dealing with a corrupt Congress. How is he going to overcome that? What do you think?
I don't know. How many seats are up? Do you know how many seats are up this election for Congress?
Well, all of the ones in the House, and then
the Senate.
I think a third of the Senate.
Third of the Senate.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to come out because they were already. I think I seen an article early today. I might be totally off, but I think I remember seeing an article about they were talking about that the Republicans, GOP, was going to take retain most of the seats in the Senate, and I don't know because I keep going back to the presidential election, and I think because the next president, I mean, we've seen the cycle go on and on and on. It gets crazier. It gets crazier with the authority that the president takes, with executive orders, executive privileges, all these different things. And whoever steps in there, it doesn't matter, Hillary or Trump, either one, they're going to really do some things. They're going to do some things that'll be left to the next ones that come on down the line and so on and so forth. I mean, I don't think Obama's going to take a third term or anything like that. I mean, if something happened to Hillary between now and then, which I doubt that's going to happen now, I mean, like she was arrested or something like that. I mean,
yeah.
Where's the president set for something like that? I mean, I wonder I don't know enough about the rules of how that would go to, would her vice president become her VP runner? Would that become the guy who steps up at that point? I mean, I don't know how the rules go. Do you know that, Joe?
That's a good question. I don't know, but what's to stop Chairman Obama from saying, pardon, if you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I would figure that anyway. I thought that during Bush, that Bush would, like pardon Cheney or something and pardon himself for the future or something like that. But he didn't do it. So I'm been curious. I did see that they've been trying to petition him to pardon. He did a big pardon of a bunch of nonviolent criminals or whatever for drug charges or something like that he did. But I'm waiting for the big cats, waiting for that final moment where he just pardons somebody. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy time, brother. It is a crazy time out there. I mean, absolute madness. The hypocrisy of the media out there. God, great time of day. It just blows my mind that people aren't going like, hey, they're just full of it. They're lying. They lie all the time. They're so swayed in everything that they report. And the way they report it, their taglines kill me. Looking at the Huffington Post, and I'm just like, well, see, if these cats were conservative, this tagline their title would read something absolutely different, from Trump to Hillary. It's just like so blatant in our face. And where's the integrity of journalism? I mean, really just stepping back from the issue and your personal opinions and looking at it for the news and questioning all of these questions. Remember, Hillary's sick and everybody who is Hillary fan, they're like, oh, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all are crazy conspiracy theorists. There's nothing wrong with the health. She's been coughing for over a year. Why wouldn't you question her? She's spazzing out. She's doing all falling down, can't walk straight. She's, having little crazy episodes and stuff. And it's like, wow, why wouldn't you? And any integrity in journalism, every single one of those, CNN, MSNBC, all of those cats would question. Yeah, there is a question. She hasn't been well. I mean, that's just logic. And when you take logic and you lower the bar so low, and this is the direction they're taking it for the integrity of the mainstream media. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a circus, Joe.
Yeah, man. I have a feeling that your discrimination against sick people is going to get you in trouble, Mr. Webb. You better be careful about that.
No, but seriously, I mean, if I was a Hillary supporter, I'd be like, no, seriously, something's wrong with her. She need to get checked out. Maybe she need to slow down. Maybe the campaign trail's got her, you know. I'm not thinking about my hatred for Hillary, as you know, that I have. I can't help it. Sorry. We have a long history together. Anyhow, she, you know, I can step back and look at it and go like, wow, you know, yeah, something's wrong with her. Something's not right. And why aren't they, you know, writing about this? Why aren't they questioning it? That's her. That's their person. Why aren't they questioning it and showing any level of concern instead of just automatically going, we can't even talk about it. You know, we'll just cut you off if you even bring it up. But it's insane. It's insane. But the thing is the people out there, the viewers, it's like, how long will it take for these people to really look at this and step back from their opinionated, filtered views that's been implanted in their head to sit there and go like, something's wrong with the media. Something's wrong with the media. They're not telling the truth, and they're lying. They're setting up like so much stuff. I mean, a lot more than it was back in the day. I mean, there was still a little, I mean, think 70s, 80s even. I mean, there was a lot more investigative journalism. They weeded them out so much which really made the alternative media. But I mean,
you kind of think they had a little bit more standard, would you say? I don't know. You know, Operation Mockingbird's been around since the 50s. You take a look at the congressional record, Oscar Callaway, he said that, you know, hey, look, J.P. Morgan, he's bought the media. This was back in 1917. So you know that there's been some hanky-panky, some shenanigans going on there. Over in the U.K., now one of their courts ruled that they can't Brexit without parliamentary approval. So now it's like, oh, the vote of the people? No. And we called it. Yeah, we called it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, yep, they went through a whole little system, and I thought that off at first too. I was like, they just gonna make the people feel like they had a vote and say something. Then there's some funky monkey stuff gonna happen. As always, the vote of the people don't really matter. I mean, look at all of the ballots they're finding, the early voting, and you know, big pile of Trump tickets, you know, votes, and all the stuff that they're finding around, and it's crazy. It's like, I still believe, at least if you're going to have a system and you're going to sit there and you're going to, you know, stand by it and say, you know, democracy and elections and all this hoo-nanny stuff, that at least you're going to make sure that it's fair. Flipping a coin to see if Bernie Sanders or Hillary won 6 different districts, instead of counting the vote of the people, recounting what, flip a coin. I mean, come on, that says where it is. That's just a big old metaphor for the rest of this system, man. Flip the coin, man.
It just goes to show you. It goes to show you that no matter what system there is out there, man, it is just bought and paid for. It is corrupt as all can be. And really, you know, the justice is not there for the people. It's not meant to be for you or me. It's meant for the control freaks, you know, and that's really what it is, to keep us under their thumb. I mean, what a great example. Now you're going to have our election extravaganza going on at the same time. They're going to have this, I guess they're going to appeal the decision to the High Court, the Supreme Court over in the UK. And there could be some riots as a result of that. So, I mean, you're talking about they're setting things up. Then you got all the military things going on. I mean, the world, I have not seen it this chaotic, I can tell you, in my lifetime.
Not at all. Absolutely. Just, and I always wonder, have we always been this mad, but it's just not been that many of us? You know, was it just as mad in the Dark Ages, or, you know, whatever, ancient Egypt, whatever it is, the Paleolithic Neanderthal man, you know, I mean, really, is it always, but it's just been so limited by the number of people on the planet. Now we got over 7 billion heads on the planet. And I mean, how do you control a planet? How do you plan in a new world order concept if you're the elite to control that many people? And why did you allow the population to grow? I mean, you really got to think strategically when you think about these people, because they have been doing it for a long time and they're just way ahead of the game, you know? Oh, yeah. It's like, and they don't have the whips and chains anymore, really. So I mean, how and why they do it the way they do. Always, that'll make me think, trying to go to sleep at night, keep me up a little bit, thinking like, why would they allow this many people? Because it's so hard to control, or maybe it was out of their control a lot. So, because you can't just wipe the planet. You just couldn't do that.
You can't do it, man.
You can't do it. But it is. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, I'm just flying off on the global chessboard thing.
No,
but
it's all right.
You're absolutely right. The mayhem and anarchy and panic and just craziness in the world is that I've never seen it in my life. I wonder if it was similar to people during World War II and those things. But just on a level of the planet, it just seems like, wow, even places that supposedly aren't at war have wars in their streets.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So you got Quest for Truth over on Truth Frequency Radio. What time and day of the week are you on?
On Thursday nights, and that's 9:00 Eastern.
9:00 Eastern. You and Scotty Lopez?
And the man, the myth, the legend, Scotty Lopez, absolutely breaking it down, trying to just get away from the opinions and look more so at the quest for truth, being open, look at different angles of possibilities on a lot of world events and things that go on. Trying to see other people's side, as well. I really like trying to put myself in other people's positions and figure out why they can't figure it out by looking at especially the ridiculousness of the way their presentations are working now. They don't even care anymore to present it, but to get in their mind, why are they fooled? Why aren't they seeing this? What is it that they're at? So to try to speak and communicate with people, you have to understand their language, understand where they are in their heads, so that you can communicate them the same way you want them to understand you. So the points that you try to communicate to them, they understand. So there's gotta be some understanding between people, and I'm really at a loss to try to reach those people. Without some kind of brain ray that we can hack into the code of the mind to kick us, because it's insane.
It's insane. It's insane. And of course, your YouTube channel is ChangeDaChannel. My friends, we're done with this interview. This was Kenneth Webb. ChangeDaChannel over on YouTube. Check out his radio show, Quest for Truth, over on truthfrequencyradio.com. Ken, it was great to have you here today.
Hey, thanks for having me, brother, man. Everybody take care.
Oh, yeah. And this was your Daily News Brief brought to you by thedailysheeple.com. I will see you all next week, folks. Have a great day.